Remember February 2018? For many across the UK, it's a month that's hard to forget. Streets that were usually bustling fell silent, blanketed in thick, relentless snow. Neighbours checked in on each other and families huddled indoors, watching the world outside transform into a frozen landscape. The UK was battered by the infamous beast from the east, a surge of Siberian air that swept across the country, bringing with it heavy snow, biting winds, and a paralyzing cold that brought daily life to a grinding halt. It was a rare event that tested the nation's resilience. Roads disappeared beneath drifts, cars were abandoned, and children trudged past shuttered schools. Supermarkets ran out of essentials as panic buying set in, and communities braced for the unknown, unsure when relief would come. The economic impact was staggering, costing the UK an estimated £1 billion a day. Businesses closed, workers stayed home, and the storm exposed just how vulnerable our infrastructure and economy are to extreme weather events. Now, as we look ahead, early warnings from the Met Office are raising alarms once again. Forecasters are tracking similar patterns that could bring another severe winter in 2025 to 26, urging us to pay attention and prepare. Meteorologists are watching a weakened polar vortex, a developing La Niña, and the possibility of sudden stratospheric warming. Three powerful forces that, when combined, can unleash extreme cold and snow across the UK just as they did before. There's now a 60% chance of below-average temperatures, with the real possibility of widespread, disruptive snowfall. The threat is real, and the consequences could be just as severe, if not worse, than what we experienced in 2018. The lessons of 2018, our strengths, our weaknesses, and the importance of community are more relevant than ever. We've seen how quickly life can change, and how vital it is to be ready for whatever winter brings. The real question now is, will we be ready to face winter's fury this time? Will we learn from the past, or be caught off guard again? The answer depends on all of us. The polar vortex is a vast swirling mass of icy air that sits high above the Arctic, spinning like a giant invisible top. It's a natural part of our planet's weather system, and while it sounds dramatic, it's actually a normal feature of the upper atmosphere during winter. This powerful circulation acts as a cold air reservoir, keeping the harshest Arctic chill locked far to the north, away from much of Europe. Most winters, the polar vortex acts like a sturdy barrier, trapping the coldest air over the Arctic and allowing places like the UK to enjoy relatively mild, wet winters. The cold stays bottled up, and we're spared the worst of the freeze. When the vortex is strong, it teams up with the jet stream, steering storms and rain toward the UK. This means we get more drizzle and grey skies, but not the bone-chilling cold or heavy snow that can paralyze cities. But this winter, meteorologists are watching closely, because forecasts show the vortex is weakening and starting to wobble. This wobble is a sign that the system is becoming unstable, and that can have dramatic consequences for our weather. When the polar vortex weakens, it's as if the invisible fence holding back the Arctic air starts to break down. Suddenly, that icy air can escape, spilling southward and reaching places it usually can't touch. This is how the UK, which is usually protected, can suddenly find itself plunged into a deep freeze, with snowstorms and severe cold sweeping across the country almost overnight. A weak vortex means our natural shield is down, and the door to frigid Siberian air is wide open. This cold can travel thousands of miles, bringing with it the risk of icy roads, school closures, and travel chaos. Instead of the usual Atlantic rain and wind, we get hit by Arctic blasts, sharp, biting winds, and heavy snow that can transform the landscape in hours. This sudden shift is the first warning sign that a potential snowpocalypse could be on the way. It's nature's way of telling us to be prepared for a dramatic change. So when you hear the phrase polar vortex disruption in the news, it's not just a buzzword, it's a signal that big changes could be coming, and it's time to pay attention to the forecast. The polar vortex sets the stage for everything that follows in winter, shaping whether we get mild drizzle or a dramatic snow-filled spectacle. A weak polar vortex is bad enough, but sudden stratospheric warming, SSW, and La Niña could make things worse. SSW is when the stratosphere above the Arctic heats up rapidly, often flipping wind patterns and unleashing Siberian air on the UK. About 70% of SSW events are followed by major cold snaps here. 2018's Beast was a classic case. This winter, 2 or 3 SSWs are likely, especially in January. Add La Niña, a cooling Pacific pattern that blocks mild Atlantic air and encourages cold to linger. With all three forces converging, the odds of a severe, snowy winter are unusually high. It's a rare meteorological perfect storm. December in Britain often begins with a familiar scene. Mild temperatures, persistent rain, and gusty winds sweeping through city streets and countryside parks. It's the kind of weather that has us reaching for our umbrellas and bundling up in waterproof coats as puddles form on pavements and the air feels damp rather than icy. For many, it's the classic British winter. Grey, wet, and just chilly enough to remind us that the year is drawing to a close. But as the sun sets, especially in the north, the temperature drops sharply. Nights bring a crisp frost that coats grass and rooftops in a silvery sheen, transforming the landscape into a quiet, frozen world. In rural areas, the pale winter moon glows over fields dusted with ice, and the air feels still and biting. By the middle of the month, however, a dramatic shift is on the horizon. The jet stream, that powerful river of air high above us, is forecast to dip southward. This change opens the door for frigid Arctic air to surge down across the UK, bringing a real taste of winter's bite. As a result, Scotland and northern England could be in for a wintry blast. Heavy snow is likely, especially on higher ground, where accumulations of 20 to 40 centimetres are possible. Hills and forests may be blanketed in white, and travel could become difficult as snow piles up on roads and paths. Even further south, where snow is less common, the nights may bring sleet or wet snow. Streets could turn slushy, and gardens might wake up to a thin, icy layer, reminders that winter can surprise even the milder regions. This year, the odds of a white Christmas are higher than usual, about 40%. Imagine waking up to snowflakes drifting past twinkling lights, families gathering by the window to watch the world turn white. It's a festive scene many hope for, and this December, it's within reach. But don't expect the same weather everywhere. A sharp north-south divide is likely, with the north facing heavy snow and the south dealing with icy rain and sleet. This split could mean very different holiday experiences across the country. The real risk this winter is complacency. Sudden cold snaps can arrive with little warning, catching people off guard. Icy pavements and unexpected snowstorms can make travel hazardous and daily routines challenging. That's why it's wise to prepare early. Check your car's anti-freeze, help neighbours clear paths, and make sure your home is ready for the cold. A little preparation now can prevent big problems later. Remember, December is just the prelude. The real heart of winter is still to come, so stay alert, stay warm, and enjoy the festive season, whatever the weather brings. January is when winter bites back. A likely SSW could flip our winds, dragging Siberian air across the UK, just like 2018. Daytime highs may not rise above freezing. Nights could drop to 10-degree minus or lower in the north. This won't be a brief cold snap, but a prolonged freeze. Expect heavy snow, especially in eastern Scotland and England, with deep drifts and blizzards. Amber and red weather warnings are likely, with major travel disruption. Power grids and health services will be under immense strain. January could be the toughest test of national resilience in years. February may not bring relief. A blocking high over Scandinavia could trap cold air over the UK, prolonging the freeze. Expect crisp, sunny days but bitter nights and persistent frost. Snow cover will linger, and icy patches will be a daily hazard. When the thaw finally comes, rapid melting on frozen ground could trigger dangerous floods. Homes and businesses in flood-prone areas face a double threat: snowdrifts one week, floodwaters the next. The end of winter could be as challenging as the start. The biggest dangers aren't always visible. Prolonged cold spikes, hospital admissions, hypothermia and injuries from slips soar, especially among the elderly. Travel chaos is inevitable. Blocked roads, frozen railways and cancelled flights. Power cuts and burst pipes threaten homes, especially in rural areas. A blackout means no heating. A burst pipe can ruin a house. The 2018 Beast caused over 100 deaths across Europe. A sobering reminder: infrastructure will be tested. The power grid, water supply, and emergency services. Preparation is key. Know the risks and act before the storm hits. A severe winter is more than an inconvenience. It's a national emergency. Awareness and readiness save lives. The nation has learned from past winters. Salt stockpiles, gritters and de-icing trains are ready. But official readiness has limits, especially in rural areas where resources are stretched thin. That's where personal responsibility comes in. Prepare your home emergency kit, pipe insulation and a supply of food and water. Know how to turn off your water in case of a burst pipe. For drivers, winter tires, a car kit, and always check the forecast. If advised not to travel, don't risk it. Community matters. Check on neighbors and share resources. National resilience depends on individual action. No journey or shortcut is worth your life. Severe winters test us, but they also bring out our best. Communities pull together, helping neighbors, sharing supplies, and supporting the vulnerable. Stories of kindness and resilience shine through the coldest days. Preparation turns anxiety into confidence. A ready home becomes a sanctuary. Stay informed, heed warnings, and make smart choices. Find beauty in the season, snowy silence, crisp air, and time with loved ones. We can't control the weather, but we can control our response. Let's face winter with resolve, pragmatism, and community spirit. By working together, we'll not only survive, but emerge stronger and more connected.